Frank Reynolds from Frank Reynolds Company with our February 2013 update. Please make sure to read the disclosures below when you finish watching this video. It is the law. Despite major headwinds from Washington and rumblings from Europe, markets managed to hold on to the rally during most of February. The markets did stumble a bit in the third week, but they quickly recovered and managed to end the month on a positive note. For the month, the S&P gained 1.34%, the Dow gained 1.64%, and the Nasdaq gained 0.88%. The major headline of the month was sequestration, and in this context, that refers to the automatic series of federal spending cuts that began on March 1st. The sequestration deadline was extended in January during the fiscal cliff debates, but lawmakers weren't able to negotiate an agreement before the March 1st deadline. Now, in case you haven't been keeping up with the news, these spending cuts will trim about $85 billion from the federal budget. This might not sound so bad, but the problem is that agencies cannot pick and choose where to cut. Ultimately, many programs, including defense, Medicare, and other critical areas, all have cuts coming. And while the mandatory cuts have been ordered, they haven't filtered down yet, offering some breathing room before we will begin to see the full effects later this month. Here's to hoping the politicians can get it together before then. If you'd like more information on this topic, please email us at info@franksoffice.com. Now, troubles in Europe drove selling pressure in February as investors grew concerned about continued weakness in the Eurozone economy. After 2 quarters of negative growth, Europe is now technically in a recession, though this is certainly no surprise to anyone who has been following the issue. In the final week of February, Italy's national election results were released, and they showed a deadlock. This is a problem, since a strong leader will be necessary to push through the economic reforms and the deals that Italy needs to fix their economic problems, which will then also affect the rest of Europe. While there is reason to be concerned about the EU as a whole, because it is a major trading partner with the U.S., Italy's economic problems alone aren't enough to make a real dent in our progress here at home. In other words, don't let the news of Italy cause you to alter your entire investment strategy. Now, on the positive side, we saw the release of some optimistic economic data this month, which overall shows the U.S. economy is still chugging along. Here are some highlights. Consumer confidence was up despite the 2% payroll tax that hit in February. And that means that consumers are already adjusting to smaller paychecks. Consumer spending also increased in January, which is essentially good news since it is the main engine of the U.S. economy. The housing sector is still growing, with sales of new homes increasing to the highest level since July of 2008. And looking ahead, we expect sequestration to dominate headlines as government agencies begin hacking away at their budgets and lawmakers continue to debate. We're pleased that markets seem to be shrugging off the news so far, but we won't be surprised to see some turbulence ahead. There is another deadline to take note of this month. On March 27th, the current round of federal funding is due to expire. This means that lawmakers need to resolve the sequestration issue and pass a new round of funding before the federal government has to shut down. It's too early to make definite predictions about what will happen, but we're keeping a close eye on what's going on in Washington, and we'll keep you updated. And here are some of our upcoming events. For more details, visit our website at www.frankreynoldscompany, all one word, .com. Now, March 28th at 9:30, and then again at 3, and then again at 6, you can join us for a dessert and learn on tax strategy to understand the new tax laws, including the rising rates, the expiring tax breaks, the impact of taxes on your investment portfolio, and tax reduction strategies, as well as much, much more. On April 30th, we'll be hosting a Shred Day. You can come by our office anytime between 9:30 and 4:30 and drop off your documents for shredding. It's important to shred your documents rather than just throw them away, and we would like to help you. You can visit our website at www.frankreynoldscompany.com and download a white paper on which financial documents you should keep and for how long you should keep them. and then you can shred that afterwards. Once again, this is Frank Reynolds with Frank Reynolds Company, signing off for the month of February 2013. If you have any questions about what you heard in this update, or you would like to discuss your personal financial situation, please give me a call at 866-248-3094, toll free, and we'd be happy to talk to you.